Jiang Jun arrived at MH to complete her onboarding, much to the surprise of her new colleagues who recalled her being eliminated in the final interview round. Yuan Shuai, upon seeing her, learned that MH Vice President Lin Taimao had recommended Jiang Jun. He decided to implement a plan to expose her to the harsh realities of investment banking, hoping she would quit willingly. Jiang Jun faced immediate ostracism from her new colleagues, particularly Shun Xian, who openly criticized her for entering MH through senior leadership support and undermining fairness. Shun Xian even coordinated with others to isolate Jiang Jun. Despite the cold reception, Jiang Jun received quiet encouragement from an unknown colleague who advised her to let her actions speak for themselves and disregard others' opinions. Soon after, Yuan Shuai summoned Jiang Jun to his office, reiterating his intention to remove any laggard employees, regardless of their connections. He assigned her the due diligence report for Kelang Pharmacy, demanding it be completed swiftly. He warned her that 3 mistakes during her probation would lead to disqualification, with an incomplete or erroneous report counting as 1 mistake. Jiang Jun confidently declared she would complete the task to prove herself and slap him in the face again, though Yuan Shuai warned her about the reciprocal nature of such actions. He then compared their dynamic to an ant and a wheel, predicting she wouldn't last 2 weeks in MH. Jiang Jun, nicknaming him Mr. Wheel and herself Ms. Ant, promised to do her best, ending their exchange with a wish for his flat tire. As part of her duties, Jiang Jun found herself inundated with trivial data entry tasks, and Yuan Shuai critiqued her initial report for faulty data, demanding a rewrite, and even ordering her to fetch him coffee. Meanwhile, Lily began her new job at a convenience store, quickly encountering issues with the register system. To her delight, a handsome customer she recognized as her dream guy appeared and effortlessly fixed the problem, further solidifying her crush. She confessed to Jiang Jun via chat that her primary motivation for the job was to observe this gorgeous, regular customer for her novel. Jiang Jun, who was staying late at the library for work, posted a message on her social media expressing her determination. Even if the road ahead is difficult, today I must be full of vigor. Oh yeah, Dulei, seeing Jiang Jun's post, orchestrated a chance encounter at the library. He joined her table, pretending to wait for a friend, and offered to help her with the Kelang Pharmacy report. He pointed out the report's lack of focus on external investment details, impressing Jiang Jun with his knowledge as an investment banking trainer. Their conversation briefly touched upon Yuan Shuai's 2-week prediction for Jiang Jun, which Dulei echoed, making Jiang Jun note the coincidence. As Jiang Jun prepared to leave, heavy rain began. Dulei, claiming a friend was picking him up, lent her his umbrella to protect her report. As Jiang Jun walked away, Dulei's expression turned cold, revealing his true motive. He was using Jiang Jun as a pawn in his elaborate scheme to get revenge on Yuan Shuai, a plan his mentor seemed aware of and supportive of. The next day, Yuan Shuai reviewed Jiang Jun's revised report, still finding it lacking a crucial element. He explained that a report's purpose is to uncover truth, not just compile data, likening truth to a vagrant found in dirty, unfair, obscure corners, while falsehoods appear dapper and elegant, like a prince. He disclosed that Kelang's chairman was suspected of asset transfer, and the employee who tried to expose it was fired. Jiang Jun realized her task was to find this individual, requiring access to all of Kelang's personnel files. Yuan Shuai declared her first mission a failure, reminding her she had only 2 more chances. Undeterred, Jiang Jun called Kelang and, discovering the CEO Deng Ku was at North Dongdao Road golf course, immediately went there. At the golf course, Jiang Jun persistently approached Deng Ku, despite his attempts to dismiss her as a small analyst and make her pick up golf balls. While retrieving balls, Jiang Jun cleverly pitched a business idea involving golf ball recycling, asserting MH's role in making money for clients. She steadfastly refused to leave until he spoke with her. Deng Ku eventually relented, and Jiang Jun requested Kelang's personnel files, noting his nervous habit of touching his cap when the topic arose. She argued that withholding the files suggested sensitive information and warned that a delay in the merger could lead to his ex-wife, who held 20% of the decision-making shares, selling her stake. This, in turn, would convert his preferred shares to common shares under a valuation adjustment mechanism. Cornered, Deng Ku agreed to provide the files, though he taunted her that she would soon realize the silliness of her demands. He also warned her to learn the rules of the course before trying to checkmate him. Jiang Jun arrived at Kelang Pharmacy's HR archives room, only to find a colossal room filled with countless dusty files. Her colleague, Su Chong, was already there, claiming to assist. After Su Chong briefly excused himself, Yuan Shuai appeared. Jiang Jun reported a missing file for a terminated employee after cross-referencing salary records, suspecting deliberate concealment. She planned to find the missing person. Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden power outage, plunging the room into darkness and rendering their phones useless. This was orchestrated by Deng Ku's secretary, Yuan Shuai. Noticing Jiang Jun's discomfort and abdominal pain, which she attributed to hunger, deduced she was experiencing menstrual cramps. He confidently theorized the existence of a backup power switch within the room, given the sensitive documents stored there. He found it and quickly restored power. As they left, He offered her his jacket, which she accepted. Outside, Yuan Shuai noticed Jiang Jun's untied shoelace. He gently stopped her and knelt to tie it for her, reciting the same simple instructions he had taught her as a child. The familiar words sent Jiang Jun's mind drifting back to their youth. She recalled the memory of him patiently teaching her the same method, and, as a reward, playfully insisting that she call him Brother Yuan Yuan. In the memory, she had softly obliged, and he had responded, "That's better," before urging her to hurry, so they wouldn't be late for class. Pulled back to the present, Jiang Jun watched him walk ahead of her, a complex mix of emotions stirring within. Jiang Jun fell asleep in Yuan Shuai's car, prompting him to stop at a convenience store to buy sanitary pads. Before entering, Yuan Shuai internally reassured himself that such a simple task was no challenge for him. Inside, Jiang Jun's friend Su Li, working behind the counter with heavy makeup to avoid recognition, was horrified to see him. She worried about paying for his expensive suit from their previous encounter and about jeopardizing her personal aspirations. Other customers, observing Yuan Shuai, commented on his thoughtful gesture, believing him to be a sweet boyfriend. Yuan Shuai, feigning innocence, asked Jiang Jun for a thermos and hot water. He then playfully held the hot thermos near her face, asking how she would feel if the contents were spilled, and mockingly called her "my dear girlfriend." Jiang Jun, attempting to deflect, concocted an elaborate story about having a twin sister who had spilled wine on him at a party and had since become a nun. Yuan Shuai immediately saw through her lie, threatening to call the police to verify her story. Cornered, Jiang Jun offered to pay for his suit, prompting Yuan Shuai to finally make his purchases. After he left, Su Li expressed her frustration, lamenting that she had encountered a devil instead of her Prince Charming. Back at the car, Jiang Jun awoke and was surprised to find Yuan Shuai waiting silently outside. He nonchalantly mentioned he had some work to finish and wasn't waiting specifically for her. He then directed her attention to a bag of sanitary pads, claiming they were on discount, and handed her a thermos of warm ginger tea with brown sugar. Jiang Jun thanked him, finding comfort in the warm drink. Upon returning home, Jiang Jun was met by Lily, who immediately noticed Yuan Shuai's jacket on Jiang Jun and the large bag of sanitary pads. Lily excitedly deduced a romantic encounter. Jiang Jun, flustered, tried to explain that it was merely a series of unfortunate coincidences, a blackout, being trapped in a meeting room with Yuan Shuai, and her period starting early. Yuan Shuai, she clarified, had simply lent her his coat and bought the supplies out of decency. Lily, however, excitedly imagined a dramatic scene from a romantic novel. Jiang Jun cut her off, insisting that even if Yuan Shuai was a domineering CEO, she was no naive heroine. Lily then revealed that her roommate's 3-day meditation retreat meant she needed to stay with Jiang Jun. Jiang Jun warmly welcomed her friend. The next day, Jiang Jun visited Li Xiang, a former accountant at Kalang Pharmacy, to gather information. Li Xiang initially refused to discuss his past employment, stating he had quit and it was over. Jiang Jun revealed that Kalang claimed he had a stain on his record, to which Li Xiang indignantly retorted that he had discovered their stains and was unjustly fired. He bitterly described his current life, working a dead-end job with no future, and questioned if his integrity was worth the price he paid. Jiang Jun, after a persistent plea, urged him not to be a silent observer, and to use this opportunity with MH to prove himself, warning that his silence would only enable more victims. Li Xiang eventually agreed to attend the meeting. Meanwhile, Lily started her shift at the convenience store, delighted to see Li Xiaochuan, her dream guy, already there. She admired his punctuality and dedication, resolving to get his contact information. As she pondered a way to discreetly approach him, a customer requested a Red Bull. While she retrieved it from the back, the customer, a cleaner, stole cash from the register. Lily, upon discovering the theft, frantically sought Li Xiaochuan's help. He calmly analyzed her movements and, through surveillance footage and his observations of local routines, identified the cleaner as the culprit. Li Xiaochuan then accompanied Lily to confront the cleaner, threatening him with police involvement and facial recognition technology, which led the thief to return the money and flee. Lily was utterly captivated by Li Xiaochuan's intelligence and compassion, further cementing her crush. In a meeting with Fan Qichang, Yuan Shuai discussed the situation at Kalang Pharmacy. Fan Qichang explained that Zhou, Kalang's second-largest shareholder, wanted MH to replace Chairman Deng Ku due to his embezzlement of company assets 3 years prior. While exposing Deng Ku would hurt MH's investment in Kalang, Fan Qichang stressed the importance of seizing the initiative in this chess game and instructed Yuan Shuai to force Deng Ku's resignation at the upcoming joint board meeting. Yuan Shuai confidently affirmed he knew how to proceed. Later, he encountered Jiang Jun in the corridor, chastising her for her initial failure to secure a witness and reminding her she now had only one chance left. Just then, Jiang Jun received a text from Li Xiang confirming his attendance, which she promptly and triumphantly relayed to Yuan Shuai. The next day at the board meeting, Yuan Shuai formally proposed Deng Ku's removal, citing his 3-year-old embezzlement of company assets. Deng Ku dismissed the allegations as baseless. Yuan Shuai then presented Li Xiang as a witness. Li Xiang introduced himself and explained he was fired from Kelang for uncovering Deng Ke's workplace misconduct. However, Deng Ke swiftly turned the tables, revealing that Li Xiang and his wife, both former employees in the finance department, had concealed their marriage, colluded in fraud, and destroyed documents, leading to their dismissal and his wife's current imprisonment. Deng Ke accused Li Xiang of seeking revenge and questioned MH's due diligence, threatening to report the farce to Fan Qichang. The board was swayed, and Deng Ke remained in power. Following the disastrous meeting, Qiao Na berated Jiang Jun, pointing out the failure to oust Deng Ke and the demand for MH to take responsibility. Jiang Jun bravely offered to take full responsibility and asked for more time to prove Deng Ke's misconduct, but Xiao Na demanded her resignation. Meanwhile, Fan Qichang expressed his disappointment to Yuan Shuai, but also gave him an ultimatum: find concrete evidence against Deng Ke within 5 days. Yuan Shuai, confident he could turn the situation around, requested only 2 days. Seeing Jiang Jun despondent and defeated, Yuan Shuai internally thought that she was too weak for MH and should have left earlier. Later, while dining, Dulei overheard a conversation about Yuan Shuai's significant setback in the Deng Ke case, reportedly caused by an intern whose witness had betrayed them. When Jiang Jun's name was mentioned, Dulei's expression subtly changed, though he quickly regained his composure. He then made an excuse about forgetting a document at the office, canceling his offer to drive his companion home. As Jiang Jun walked home, fuming and replaying the day's events, Yuan Shuai drove up and offered her a ride. He observed her quiet frustration, then lightened the mood by recounting a ridiculous story from a psychologist about how to stop crying by imagining oneself as a long-faced donkey. Jiang Jun, still upset, described herself as a little ant carrying a huge blame, lamenting the harsh realities of investment banking. Yuan Shuai firmly reassured her that he would never let her carry the blame, especially not on his watch. He encouraged her to keep fighting, reminding her that a temporary retreat was not a defeat. Yuan Shuai then asked Jiang Jun why she was so determined to stay at MH. Jiang Jun countered, asking if he truly understood her. She explained that while he might have known her in the past, he was absent during a crucial period of her life, and therefore couldn't understand the person she had become, the experiences she had, or her deep reasons for wanting to be in MH. She asserted that she wouldn't cry over unfair treatment, only feel frustrated and angry, but she would never back down. She challenged him to get to know her anew. Later, Jiang Jun visited her father's grave. Recalling his words about her needing to be strong, she confided in him, expressing her pride in finally entering MH and becoming an investment banker. She promised to remain strong and persevere, no matter how brutal the industry became. If you love the story, subscribe for the next episode.